hold the abacus. Now let's move to the next, which is how to hold the pencil. Now there is a particular way to hold the pencil. For the right-hander, the pencil is held with ring, little and the middle finger of your right hand clasped around the pencil, and the forefinger thumb is free to move the beads on the abacus. Whereas for left-handers, it is held between the little finger and the thumb. Now both these postures are well defined in the diagram. So kindly ensure that when you are doing the abacus, when you are using the abacus, please hold the position of the pencil in a correct manner right from the first, and also ensure that the children hold it in the same manner and make it a practice right from the start. The next slide deals with how to clear the abacus. If the bead touches the middle bar, the abacus gains value. So every time you start a new problem, you have to ensure that the beads are cleared away from the middle bar. Now how do you clear it? Use the forefinger and thumb to clear the beads, pushing the beads away from the middle bar. As I told you, it is so because when the bead touches the bar, the abacus gets the value, and when the bead is slid away from the bar, the abacus has no value. So run your forefinger and thumb along the middle bar before starting a new problem, pushing the beads away from the middle bar. In case you have only used the unit rod and the tens rod, use only your forefinger and thumb to clear those two positions. You need not run it along the entire abacus. Now next is the value of the beads. In the value of the beads, as I told you in the parts of abacus, the central dot represents the unit rod. The bead which is present, the upper bead which is present on the unit rod has the value of 5, and each of the lower beads, the 4 lower beads which are present on the unit rod, each one has a value of 1. The rod next to the unit rod is the tens rod. So the upper bead on the tens rod will have the value of 50, and each lower bead on the tens rod will have the value of 10. The next rod, of course, is the hundreds rod. The upper bead on the 100 rod has the value of 500, and each bead on the lower frame has the value of 100. The next rod will be the 1000. So the upper bead will have the value of 5000, and each lower bead will have the value of 1000. The values are very clearly given in the diagram which is present on the slide. So please observe and be sure to learn it correctly, as abacus is based on this. Now we will move the beads to show the value from 1 to 10 on the abacus. Move one lower bead towards the middle bar on the unit rod. The value of abacus is now 1 as shown in the first diagram. Similarly, when you move 2 lower beads towards the middle bar on the unit rod, the value of the abacus is 2 as shown in the second diagram. Now move 3 lower beads towards the middle bar on the unit rod. The value of abacus is now 3 as shown in the third diagram. Now move 4 lower beads towards the middle bar on the unit rod. The value of abacus now is 4. Please observe the movement of the finger. The thumb is used to move the beads on the unit rod, lower beads on the unit rod. Now the movement of the beads when it is on the upper side or the upper bead, you have to use the forefinger. The value of the abacus on the fifth figure, that is the upper bead touching the middle bar, the value is now 5. When you have to get 6, you have to move one upper bead and one lower bead using the forefinger and the thumb, and now as shown in the sixth figure, the value is 6. Now when you move one upper bead and 2 lower beads towards the middle bar as shown in the seventh figure, the value is 7. Now, when you move 3 lower beads and 1 upper bead towards the middle bar, the value is 8. When you move 4 lower beads and 1 upper bead towards the middle bar, the value is 9. The last one, when you move 1 lower bead towards the middle bar on the tens rod, the value of the abacus becomes 10. That is how the value of abacus is shown in the diagram. Please observe it carefully. In this next slide, different numbers are shown on the abacus. Please observe the first diagram where you have 1 lower bead on the tens bar and 1 lower bead on the units bar touching the middle bar. So that shows the value 11. The next one has 2 lower beads on the tens bar touching the tens rod touching the middle bar, and there is no beads on the unit rod. That means it's 0. So the value is 20. Similarly, the value for 30, 40, 50 is also shown on the slide. Please observe the position of the beads. The next slide shows how to do subtraction on abacus. Remember, we have already mentioned the abacus takes value if the bead touches the middle bar. So to subtract, what you have to do is you have to move the beads away from the middle bar, then the abacus loses the value. So the first picture shows 6. You can see when upper bead and the lower bead is touching the middle bar, the value is 6. Second picture shows the beads are moving away from the middle bar, that is -6 or less 6. Same way you have 2 more figures showing add 7 and less 7. That is when in add 7 the beads are touching the middle bar, in less 7 they are away from the middle bar. Similarly you have in 99 and less 99. So these pictures show you how to do subtraction. Apart from it, you have 2 more figures below. You can see you can just try to guess the value. It's all without seeing the down. The next next slide will have flashcards where we will show you the beads and you have to write down the numbers.